chance. He went the complete other way than the way I wanted him to go. I'm going to try again. He needs to move towards the rail, not against my leg and towards the middle. Yeah. That was better.
Is it possible that he's just not quite strong enough and muscles in the right place
Yeah,
yet?
I think so. He's always got a side that's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not outright denying.
There we go. Still crooked though.
There was no resistance to start. As soon as I put my leg on, he moved over. The canter. I'll be strategic about where I'm going to ask him to start. So I'm going to cut the circle here. I'm going to ask him right as I come back onto the rail, because then you'll have two corners to stop him. Canter. Good boy. Two corners are useful, at least he couldn't take off. Good boy. And now let him go on the long side. big buck though, but
He got excited, I think.
I was prepared. Yeah, he wasn't expecting it at all. But that was good because he came back right away. At least he didn't rush. So then again, I'm gonna cut the circle and ask him before the 2 corners. Try to prepare him a little bit more so it doesn't come as a surprise to him. Okay. Enter. Enter. Come on. Good boy. Easy. Okay. Enter. Come on. Good boy! Woohoo! Hey. He feels very green at the canter. Like he's like a baby that's cantering for the first time. Like he's so off balance. He doesn't really know the commands. Like he walks and trots very nicely into frame. You know, like. But then the canter, he's just all over the place. Like he can't come into frame because he's not comfortable.
Yeah.
Like on the lunge, he's pretty good. But then as soon as there's a rider on him, it changes his whole point of gravity, his whole balance. That's why, like at first, it's just to try to get him started nicely without a buck. To be very quiet in the transition. I don't want the canter to be something to make him hyper, get him excited. It's just another gait. So we try to get him, it's the start first, like the transition needs to be nice. Once he does fall into it, the canter is very uncomfortable. Like it's all over the place, he's not really controlled, doesn't really stay on the rail. But that's fine, like I just want him to stay in the canter. He just needs to build his muscles and build his comfort with somebody being on him.
Yeah.
And then after that, later on, then we're going to slowly work him more and more into frame to stay on the rail as he's more comfortable. We can't push it right now because he's a baby cantering. Like,
Yeah.
he's just so
It's
out
a
of
new
whack.
feeling.
Poor guy. So that's why, like, that's the first thing to do. The transition right, you want him to start properly. That's obviously the number one thing. And then that's why, like, I do the circle, but it's hard for him to stay in a circle. It's very hard for them to keep the balance. So that's why I go on the long side and just push him forward, push him forward. He can't buck if he's going forward, and it helps him to regain the balance for the next corner.
He has no choice.
Yeah, so that's good for today, though. I'm not going to push it more than that because he didn't freak out that much of the canter. Like, we did both sides.
Yeah.
That was fine. We'll leave it at that. Again, like, I don't want him to think the canter is a big, hard exercise. It's not any different than the other gaits.
Yeah.
What a good boy. But now you can understand why I wouldn't want to start the canter in the round pen because it's like always a corner. Like he can't rebalance. He would get so constricted. He would buck all the time. He wouldn't feel comfortable to do the canter in there. So, and he doesn't go very fast. That's for sure. He's not in the rush when he's in the canter, which is good. At least he's not bolting or trying to take off. He's just trying to
He's trying.
keep up. That's pretty much it for now. But it's good. At least we were able to warm him up quite well at the trot. We did our lateral work at the trot too, which he is getting better at. Even today, he got better after just a couple tries. And then we introduced a new thing, which was a canter, and then that's good for today. Like that's a good training session right there. You revise, you show the thing that you taught the last time with the leg yielding, and then you teach a new thing, and that's it. You can't push it more than that.